Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another time here. Welcome to another time to pray. Welcome to the Hopper Room. It's our opportunity to pray and weekday lunchtime. And we've been leading ourselves in the place of praying, and we've been doing a study through the book of Proverbs. We're presently in Proverbs chapter 3. Yesterday we looked at verse 5 and 6. Yesterday we've been doing that Monday. Yesterday we got to verse 6. Today we're gonna move on to verse 7 of that verse 6 actually. No, verse 7. We did verse 5 and 6 Monday and yesterday. So today we're gonna go on to verse 7. But they all flow into one another. They all of chapter 3, starting from verse 1, talking about not forgetting the law of God. The whole of the chapter is titled Guidance to the Young Ones, guidance to those who have life ahead of them. For as long as you're alive, you're young. I love to talk about Michelangelo, who on his dying bed says, I am still learning. For as long as you're still learning, you still have life in front of you, right? For as long as you're breathing, you have life in front of you. You can make a difference. There's something you can do about your life. So as much as this weighs more, on those who are adolescents, the young adult, those in their middle life, also there is something for those in their late life also. Whether it be the young adult life, the mid adult life, or the whole adult life, there's something we all can take from the counsel that we find here in chapter 3, and we can use to order our lives aright. So as we go on to verse 7 of Proverbs chapter 3, it says, do not be wise in your own eyes. Right? It's not saying do not be wise. That's the whole essence of Proverbs itself, to be wise. But it's talking about do not be wise in your own eyes. Don't forget, we looked at Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. It talks about that. We should trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding, right? Let your wisdom be that is found in God. Let your wisdom not be that has no boundary, right? Let your wisdom be defined by God. You can never be wiser than God, right? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Don't be like Eve, who thought there was something more to know. There was something more to know that God was keeping away from her. Right, that's what the devil made Eve to think, that, oh, God is trying to sidestep you. Something you can do where you can beat God at it. That is foolishness. That wisdom is foolishness, right? There's nothing that we can do to beat God at the game of life. God is the end, the definition, the end of discussion as far as wisdom for this life is concerned. There's nothing we're going to find by moving boundaries that God has set. If there's a boundary God has set, that is the end of discussion. That's the end of wisdom. Our wisdom needs to be contained in God, right? God needs to be the beginning and the end of our wisdom. That's why the word says that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. It's also the end of wisdom, right? The definition of wisdom is a boundary setting of wisdom. Anything outside the fear and the knowledge of God is not wisdom, it is foolishness, right? Our wisdom, our knowledge, our understanding, guided by the fear and the knowledge of God. It must be to exalt God. It must be to glorify God. Anything outside of that, it's foolishness. It might look like wisdom, but it's actually foolishness. So Proverbs 3:7, it says, do not be wise in your own eyes. Let your wisdom be such that it is wise in the eyes of God. In the eyes of God, not in your own eyes. Right? The Israelites wanted a God, but they wanted a God after their own passion, after their own lust. For them, it was wisdom, having a God after their own lust. They did not want to have a God that they needed to serve, and the God that that determined the boundaries of their life, but they wanted a God that would be after their own lust, and they missed it. They missed life. They missed all that God had for them. They missed the treasure, the land of milk, flowing with milk and honey that God had for them. They missed it because their wisdom was after their own lust.